My favorite thing about the set group is the emphasis on understanding, the emphasis on foundation, and the emphasis on studying fact-based information. Just these elements alone make this a very unique group inside of a very unique space. I appreciate Lamont having put in the work to create this group and putting in the work to maintain the group. Regardless of what it is we're studying in particular, it's all a cohesive experience. Everything that we're studying is relevant to everything else that we're studying. So I'm very grateful to be in a space where I can learn at my own pace and know that everything I'm picking up is relevant to where I'm going and what I intend to do. I'm grateful for this, and I am really enjoying myself.
A little idea of my experience so far with the Supreme Elite team, Supreme Elite family. Call it a family because it's a team, but it definitely feels like a family in there. Shout out to New Culture Empire. Y'all check that out. Before I met Lamont, it's not on the right path. I was a bird just flapping away, and be involved with, the Supreme Elite team. I'm a bird that's landed.
Shout out to Lamont. Shout out to the Supreme Elite team. I want to thank this group for showing me that there's more to just writing your name on a packet and sending it off and thinking you're finna get results. These people are not going. These people are going to make you prove that you know what you know. We were underprepared for this by a lot of these teachers. I'm not finna go into names, but you name it, I've probably tried it and wrote on that coupon, stamped it, all that goofy stuff. They don't care. They're going to make you go to court. They're going to make you prove it and stand on it.
I appreciate you, man.
Well, tell me when to start.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right, so the attorney says that the mortgage note absolutely serves as in this process. And he says the deed of trust, he says you're dead on, and he says in the language is the characteristics, okay?
Yes.
The key thing that you want to look for, he says when you're going in there is looking for of the initial documents going in through the process. He said they do this all the time, and he says they do it willy-nilly, and he says they break, and he says they blur the lines between it, and he says that is exactly where you attack. He says they do it all the damn time. I said, what is all the time? He said 90% of the time.
Yep. That's all I've been saying. That's all I've been reading. It seems like that's what they do.
He says from our initial talk, he said your things that you got and you're preparing for whoever you're doing it for. He said it's point on. And he says you're absolutely right.
You're rocking with the best.
What we go over in group is right in line with the legal standards and the professionalism on how it has to look and what you need to know when you attack these people.
The words that he used was, you're going about it standard operating procedure. He said, whoever you got to doing this, he says, he must be on his game. He said, because he said, most attorneys that's got 10, 15 years of practice, he said, don't even understand this language. He said, they don't know nothing about this realm, this world. It's a foreign world to them.
Regardless of who's here, regardless of who's not, we are a family, and we are continuing to push, and we are continuing to make moves behind the scenes and follow in the path that was laid out for us. That is what we're going to do. We're going to continue to do it, and those who rocks with me public, behind the scenes, or somewhere in between, the Supreme Elite team is always going to remember. They realize that they're not going to be able to collect. They are risking exposure, and they're assessing the matters. Now, here's the thing. They're not going to do none of that NA and
no past due payments, no nothing, you can't make a payment. They're not going to do that if they didn't already make the decision as to what they're going to do with it. You see what I'm saying? They don't put everything on hold while they investigate. Your ass is still going to pay while they investigate. Because I sent them a letter last time. And when they investigated it, during the investigation, they ain't putting on hold or nothing. So the reason why they didn't do it last time, because the issues I raised, they felt like they could defend against it. They felt that they could defend against it. This time, I struck a chord with them, and now they're like, oh, we may not be able to win this one. So let's go ahead and already start. And plus, if they continue to have those, they're trying to stop the paper trail.
The reason that you're not able to access the information through our customer portal is because of the email that we or letter that we received from you. That was actually escalated to our compliance team. So whenever we have, an issue where we're investigating something, we place everything on hold.
That whoever you got to doing this, he says, he must be on his game. He said, because he said most attorneys that's got 10, 15 years of practice, he said, don't even understand this language. He said, they don't know nothing about this realm, this world. It's a foreign world to them.
Is a security collateral. Didn't you deposit? Wasn't that application deposited? Exactly. When you put your securities in your bank account, you're depositing your securities. You're the depositor. This makes you the depositor. You see? Exactly. It's like we think it's like something else. Like, oh my gosh, that's them. Like, no, it's us. We don't know who we are. Okay?
Before we go any further, let's clear up one of the biggest myths floating around online. Your mortgage or auto application did not create a credit. It's not a negotiable instrument. Under UCC 3-104, an instrument is only negotiable if it's an unconditional promise to pay a fixed amount of money. An application is not a promise, not a draft, and not a note. It's just a request for credit. So no, you did not fund your own loan. And the Federal Reserve has nothing to do with your personal lending. The Fed's role is spelled out in 12 U.S.C. Section 225 in the Federal Reserve Act. It supervises banks, sets monetary policy, and regulates reserves. It does not originate, purchase, or process consumer loans. People online quote 12 U.S.C. Section 83, Section 412, and the Federal Home Loan Bank Act as if your application is being routed to the Fed. It isn't. Those statutes deal with bank reserve requirements, collateral for Federal Reserve notes, and member bank borrowing, not individual borrowers. Your lender funded the loan, not you, not the Fed. No secret account, no magic check. Now that the light is out of the way, stay tuned for episode 18 of Are You Afraid of the Dark, where we walk deeper into the darkness, the knowledge they never wanted you to see. Break it off with a hot explosive mix.
The loan I have applied for in this application will be secured by a mortgage or deed of trust, which provides the lender a security interest in the property described in this application. The minute you fill out this application, that is a known fact, an agreement, and an understanding that the home that you're purchasing from this application is securing the mortgage.
Welcome to episode 18 of Are You Afraid of the Dark, where knowledge is dark and ignorance is light. In this episode, Thomas dispels the application is credit, myth that is being pushed to people who cannot otherwise get approved for a mortgage the traditional way.
Supreme Elite Team, welcome to a unusual late night class. You are in the building with me, your host, Lamont A. Thomas, the founder of the Supreme Elite Team, founder of the New Culture Empire. So yes, a lot of information in which I gauge what I teach. I measure it with professionals in that field, top level accounting firms like Deloitte, PwC, and college professors, as well as, other professional sources like the SEC, OCC, IRS, all that. But my main source of confirmations are professors in college and top professors and lawyers that cover these topics extensively.
You're rocking with the best.
So that is where that's who I consult with. Of course, the attorney that we are familiar with. But that's pretty much what I consult with as far as outside of myself, to make sure that my interpretations are correct and I'm understanding the best way possible. So what I haven't, well, I ain't gonna say I haven't, but what I'm still trying to break through the firewall is at the application stage. And I've pulled up a lot of applications, especially mortgage. And every application that I've read has the verbiage, especially your 1003 application. That is kind of one of the common applications people get when they are getting a loan. So when you fill out that 1000 application, you sat down with your broker. Once they process it, as soon as they get your application, they're taking it to Fannie Mae, right? So they're taking it to Fannie Mae. They're getting paid on the application. Once they close, they get a percentage after it. So one of the verbiages on a 1003 application that's going to be hard to break through or try to work this at the initial stage, because let's just be honest for a second. If you're trying to work this for the initial stage, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm a realist. Y'all know I'm going to keep it 100, whether it makes you feel uncomfortable or not. I don't know how to be anything else. I've been this way for a very long time. If you're trying to work this at the very, very initial stage, it only means that you're trying to get something without paying for it. Whether you title it in your mind as something else, whether you title it as something else, whether you think it's standing on your rights, let's break down the layers. Let's break down the mental talk that we tell ourselves. Let's break that down and let's get to the hidden, unspoken intent. If you're trying to do this at the beginning stage, that means you have no intention on paying for something that you're trying to get. Let's just be 100% honest, because ask yourself this question. What's the difference between you doing it at the beginning and then coming back on the back end? Because if you think that means that you're not paying nothing up front and that you're going to be getting the dividends check from them, you have lost your mind. There is no way any investor, any pool is going to even accept the contract if there's no guarantee from you that you're going to make the payment. That's called, I'm just talking about it. If you're not paying but you're getting the dividends, then there's and I don't need any type of proof to show that it can be possible, because I understand how corporate financing works. Investors are not going to invest in a contract in which you're being kicked the dividend every month. It doesn't work that way. In a perfect world, we're all supposed to be getting the dividends check, which I know doesn't work that way. So what I'm trying to tell any of you that still has that inkling of a hope, it's not going to happen. Because every contract right here, pretty sure,
that a lot of you are familiar with this form, right? There is no way that you are going to circumvent this form. See that? See, this is what you call a social media process if you are trying to circumvent this initial step. See, this is the epitome of a social media process. It's not rooted in law. It's no basis. It's outside the norms of the system. You see? See, and guess what? 100,000 people will sign up if I had a class saying, hey, your application is the initial security, and once you sign it, it's being pledged. You don't have to pay for the house anymore. 105,000 people will sign up for this because they don't hear it's a security. They don't hear that it's pledged. The only thing they hear is house and not paying for it. AKA something for free. We have to get that mindset out of our heads. Nothing in this world is for free, and you know it's true with your everyday life, besides the obvious. So when you start to look at processes, you have to look at it from not just what you're expecting to get out of it, hoping it to be true. You got to look at it from how does this process sit in the normal system?
You're rocking with the best.
How is this way recognized? Because if that process was recognized, they would not have a system as you know it today. Because nothing is new under the sun. So if they recognize this process, only if you're smart enough to wake up and be aware of what's going on. There are no secrets in this world. If 5 people knew the process, it's going to expand to 1,000 people, then 10,000 people. Then you see what I'm saying? Everything is from a reality standpoint, not hopes and wishes, not because my situation dictates what I'm doing. It has to be independent of any of that.
You're rocking with the
And this is what prevents you from falling in to these money grab traps. So if you go down here, let's go ahead and look. Property currently owned. They're just gauging your ability the likelihood of you repaying. What's the loan's purpose? Now, the number one thing that they all want you to check is tier. I would seriously think that they ask you 1,000,001 questions. And this is a standard form used for damn near over 80% of mortgage applicants. You don't even get to a mortgage without filling out this form. So ask yourself, what process is there to get around this? There is none. Sorry, y'all, there is none. Either you meet the minimum requirements or you don't. Do not let them gaslight y'all into thinking that there's some secret trick that only the host knows who's not in their own house from the process that's teaching. But this is after she said she accessed her estate, $19 million properties, living lavish. Well, let's see.
It's called home since 2019. The Thorpe family recently evicted by the courts, a locksmith changing the locks despite a CDC moratorium on evictions.
I provided her with the CDC declaration form, and the courts ruled against me.
That's the one that's teaching all this stuff that knows so much stuff. This is the real Tamika. This is the real her.
Tamika's trouble started when her lease expired December 1st and her landlord exercised her right to not renew.
When I received the termination of lease, I still attempted to pay.
Termination of lease? I thought you was access your estate.
Into the court date. I asked for an extension. I said, can we just work something out? It's in the middle of a pandemic. She said, I can't take any money from you because I'm taking you to court.
Tamika tried to prove her case in court, but despite several appeals, she lost. The judge ruling her case considered a holdover, which means her lease expired and the landlord can opt to not renew.
Now, definition. Lender includes the lender's agent, service providers, and any of their successors in assigns. See how they made it broad? Other loan participants, any actual or potential owners of a loan resulting from this application. Just go ahead, giving you the fair warning that this is going to be securitized. 2, acquires of any beneficial or other interest in the loan. See, notice that it's not contained to just you and the person you're filling out the application with. You notice securitization is they're letting you know what they're about to do. But we like to look for buzzwords, and with these people talk in a roundabout way, meaning you got to know what it means versus what's being said. And this is how people get tricked up every day, because they're so focused on what's being said and not paying attention to what it really means. You look on social media today, look how many people automatically make their judgment off what they read instead of looking into the context. What does it really mean? Is it only in this context? Like Title 18, they use the definition of a vehicle or car, some under Title 18 of the United States Code. Like in that specific session. Then you gotta look at the title. Oh, that's crimes and punishment. That's not my situation. See what I'm saying? They'll take that and apply it universally. People that do that, these are the people that have very little understanding of how words and context are used. They don't know. So they have the right information, but in reality, they don't. The information I provide in this application is true, complete. The information is submitted, it changes, yeah. The terms and conditions of any real estate contract signed in connection with this application are true. The lender and other loan participants, get it, loan participants. What's a key word? There is a buzzword in there. Loan. Oh. Oh, securitization. Oh, investors. Oh. Lender and other loan participations may rely on the information contained in the application before and after closing the loan. Well, if I'm only getting the loan from the lender, what is the other loan participant? See, that's what it says. What it really means is, once the lender takes it to E&M and the investors agree to have it in the pool, you see what I'm saying? They got metrics behind the scene that determines if this application is going to get accepted or not. You see what I'm saying? What it says versus when you understand, you know what it means. All this, it's saying one thing. All this is saying one thing, but it has multiple different meanings. This is why you can never do a process to circumvent this. Now, and I'm talking about people that said purchase a home without any money based on the application. The application is the security. They take it to the Federal Reserve. The application, doing a process on the application. I heard him talk about it. This is why all that was nothing more than a money grab to get people who could otherwise cannot afford a home
to get them to believing that they're going to be in a home by just giving $1,000 or $500 for this class. This is why no process that's going to circumvent the application stage, if you go through application, doesn't work. They had a lot of people filling out applications, attaching that sovereign citizen crap to the application, thinking that they were just going to get the money in their account, they buy the home clear and free, they don't owe nothing back. This is why a lot of them felt stupid. And guess what, y'all? Do you think they went for a modest couple $100,000 home? You think they started modest? No. Guess what they filled out? All multi-million-dollar mansions. See, that lets you know what's already in their mind. A process is the direct outward expression of a person's real intent. See, they really wanted that $1 million mansion, but they never filled out the application before. So as long as they heard that you don't have to pay for it, look at the greed come out in them.
You're rocking with the best.
And you think we would have a country if that stuff would actually go through? Human nature and greed would destroy this country in 24 hours. A lot of these teachers, they can never fool me. This is why it would never work. This is why it would never work. So anytime they say a class on getting a house for nothing, this is why I call it. This is why I was blocked, because the person was teaching a class, converting the application to a security and getting the home clear and free. This is why. These teachers don't read. You think they read to understand? They don't read. And they dead sure don't look at it from a realistic standpoint. The only thing they're worried about is, what can I say that can get the people emotionally attached to it and hit at their financial heartstrings? That's all it takes. The loan I have applied for in this application will be secured by a mortgage or deed of trust, which provides the lender a security interest in the property described in this application. The minute you fill out this application, that is a known fact, an agreement, and an understanding that the home that you're purchasing from this application is securing the mortgage. Game, set, match.
You're rocking
it's already
with the
known.
best.
This is why none of it will work at this stage. Can't get around this. These receivables are, it's the name of the game. It's the name of the game. And that's what I want everybody to focus on, is accumulating as much receivables as you can. When you have receivables to pledge, any financial institution will listen to you. And whether I want to take the receivables and go pledge them from my own financing, go redouble up on the financing, guess what?
You're rocking with the best.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I can either pledge them under agreement to buy them back later on, just like a repo, or I can outright sell it. But whatever it is, the access to cash flows will always be there when you have receivables.
You're rocking with the best.
And he said, whoever you got to doing this, he says, he must be on his game. He said, because he said most attorneys that's got 10, 15 years of practice, he said, don't even understand this language. He said, they don't know nothing about this realm, this world. It's a foreign world to them.
Assume that, you know what, Thomas is very educated. It don't matter all that tough talk that he doing and all the things that he been through before. It didn't take away his goddamn education and wanting to educate himself to move forward in life. It didn't stop him from doing that. That's what y'all be missing. Yeah, maybe he loud, wild, and ghetto. So what? He still educate himself. He can still talk himself into some things and out some things and make some goddamn money off his goddamn noggin.
didn't even know, but they were in his classes. They didn't even know. They had to Google it while we was live. So you're teaching people about Forms 1099B and none of them knows the regulations that govern them? But as soon as I bring it out, now people want to start reading the regulations. I swear to God, when I send your teachers,
You're rocking with the best.